Welcome back to Volunteer State Community College for game number 2 between Chattanooga State Lady Tigers and the Lady Pioneers of Volunteer State. Here are the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups first for the visitors. A similar lineup, a little bit of a change. Addison Keefe will lead off playing shortstop. Briley Burns in center field batting second. Cameron Radley batting third, playing second base. Abigail Ferguson cleanup hitting and playing left field. Brooke Watson back at third base, batting fifth. Layla Turner at first base, hitting sixth. Callie Allison will be behind the plate for game 2. Bats seventh. Mackenzie Woodall, the catcher in game 1, playing right field, hitting eighth. Pearl Davis is the designated player, batting ninth. In the circle for Chattanooga State, Ava Schrader on for her 7th appearance of the year. It's her 5th start. Has a 4-0 record. 1.42 ERA. And give you the defensive alignment for the Lady Pioneers. Caitlin Dillard out in left field. Anna Harrison in center. Shelby Green in right. Carly Costley at third. Amaya Collier at short. Michaela Fuqua is at second base. Erica Abbott at first. And Lydia Kirby behind the plate, catching Brooklyn Levin. Same 8 as Levin gets us started with ball on the outside corner for a called strike, and we are underway. 3:57 Central Time, game time temperature 74 degrees. Keefe, one hopper over to Carly Costley. Right off the end of the bat, and Costley delivers a strike to Abbott for the first out. Keefe had 4 hits in 5 plate appearances in game 1, an 11-9 victory for Chattanooga State. Riley Burns also difficult to get out in that game 1. She had a couple of hits as Levin delivers a called strike. Down a sacrifice bunt as well. It's the first time she's batting as the second batter, or not as the leadoff batter with nobody on. Burns, a 5'1" sophomore from Rockport, Indiana. Center fielder for the Lady Tigers. Check swing, and not sure if called on the swing or the location, but it's a called strike. On deck, Cameron Radley. I think officially 16 hits in game 1. Talking to Caitlin Davis, who I believe maybe she could see the game changer. I think I ruled an error on ground ball to Michaela Fuqua, and it was ruled a hit, so 16 hits and 11 runs. There's a ground ball to the left side, going to be tough. Call your gloves, throws, and it's wild to Abbott. Down to second base goes Burns. She's rounding second. She's going to go to third on the 2-base throwing error by Amaya Collier with 1 out. Give it Burns an infield single. And an E6 moves Burns over to third. That brings up Cameron Radley, the local product from Gallatin High School. Cameron had a couple of hits in 5 plate appearances in game 1. Scored twice, drove in a run, and had a couple of stolen bases. Productive game 1 for freshman Cameron Radley. So somebody walking around here with a Gallatin Green Wave shirt over on the Chat State side. Assume that's somebody rooting for this young lady right here. Tim Coffey is our plate umpire. Woody Redfarron out on the bases. So I had Vol State with 3 errors in game 1. They had The official, I think, had 2 errors as that ball is smoked past third base coach Blythe Golden, head coach for the Lady Tigers, the reigning coach of the year in the TCCAA in softball. 1-2, change up. Radley able to check her swing, and that's verified by Mr. Redfarron. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chat State did not score in the first inning of game 1. But scored 1 in the second, 5 in the third, and later on 4 runs in the 6th. Ultimately, the game winner was the final run scored in that 6th inning. That 10th run. Full count Ministries, full count. Fouled off of her leg. We'll deliver another full count verse of the game after, probably toward the end of the game like we did in game 1. Palm Sunday today. Big day in the Christian faith next week. Couple of big days. Full count pitch. Change up, grounded, backhanded by Costley. And she throws to first. Return throw from Abbott. Caught by Collier. Staying at third is Burns, now with 2 outs. Nice backhand there by Carly Costley at third base. She's got a couple assists already in the ball game. Brings up Abby Ferguson. Leading hitter by average for Chat State, came in at a .421 batting average. Did not get a hit in game 1. Went 0 for 3, scored 3. Was hit by a pitch, reached on an error, and also walked. Each time she was on base, she came around to score. I don't know how many times this year she's gone over. If only there was a way we could find out as she swings and misses. As my kids say, get on the Googler, Dad. Go to the TJCAA website and tool around. Strike on the outside corner. That one misses a little bit too wide. And goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, in her last 3 games, she's only picked up 1 hit. She's 1 for 12. 0 for 4 in game 1 against Cleveland State, then 1 for 3 with a double. Changed up, swung on and missed. A Chick-fil-A Gallatin strikeout to end the first and strand the runner at third base. The single and the 2-base error that allowed Burns to reach. Levin picks up the strikeout. Our first of the game. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. Tell you about Brooklyn Levin here, the starting pitcher for Vol State, a transfer from Chadron State College. She's from Littleton, Colorado. She's a criminal justice major here at Vol State. Daughter of Michelle Levin. Got a brother, Casey. And Grandpa and Grandma there in Indian Hills, Colorado, might be listening in on the Vol State Sports Network. Brooklyn, a 5'6" sophomore, and having a whale of a year here, her first and only year at Vol State. 2.08 ERA, 14-4 record. believe she leads the conference in appearances. Let's see if I can check that real quick. As Ava Schrader is now out in the circle. Take on the Lady Pioneers, whose batting order is exactly the same as game one. Michaela Fuqua, Erica Abbott, and Amaya Collier to lead off here in the bottom of the first. The oh-so-patient sophomore from Decatur, Alabama, takes a called strike. Brooklyn Levin does lead in appearances. She has 27. This is her 28th. Cheris Nichols is Fuqua. Kind of a half-hearted swing at that pitch outside. Now down to the count 0-2. Cheris Nichols, I believe, with her 25th of the year on in relief. They are 1-2 in the conference. Schrader on for her 7th appearance of the year. One-two pitch is outside. Ava Schrader, 5'8" freshman from Pulaski, Tennessee, attended Richland High School. 24 2/3 innings of work, 19 hits, 7 runs, 5 of those are earned. Ground ball to short. 2 hops. Keefe gloves and throws over to first base for out number 1. You cannot bobble that ball. A bobble means Fuqua reaches. Kayla had a hit in 3 official plate appearances in game 1. Also walked twice, scored a run. Erica Abbott stands in. She was 1 for 3 in game 1, also scored 1, drove in 2. Big 2-run single in that 7-run 6th. There's a changeup. Winks at the outside corner for a called strike. One ball, 1 strike to Abbott, the sophomore. She squared around the bunt. Ball nearly hit her, but she absolutely went after that. Checked down to Mr. Red Farron at first base, and he said yes. Game goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Collier on deck. The big blow in game 1 brought Vol State back to within 1. Time is called, apparently. Again, we're having communication issues. Brooke Watson gives up her wristwatch to the pitcher. Ground ball to the left side. Keefe's throw brought Turner into the baseline a little bit, but she's able to get that throw quickly enough to secure the catch and get out of the way of Erica Abbott. A couple of ground balls to shortstop. Addison Keefe has dispatched of Michaela Fuqua and Erica Abbott. That brings Amaya Collier at her 15th home run of the year, 2nd in the conference. And it was a mammoth shot to left center field. She takes a healthy hack there and fouls it back. You weren't with us in game 1. Been out for a month. Amaya Collier still tops in several offensive categories. Check swing could be playable for Turner and will be right in front of the dugout for out number 3. Check swing by Collier results in a pop out. A 1-2-3 inning. We will head to the top of the 2nd. No score. We are here at Volunteer State Community College in Gallatin, Tennessee. Non-conference action between Chattanooga State and Vol State. We'll be right back on the Vol State Sports Network. 5, 6, and 7 due up here in the top of the second, facing Brooklyn Levin. Top pitcher for the Lady Pioneers. Having an outstanding year in the circle. Brooke Watson reaches out, pokes that one down the right field line, gets into the corner. Shelby Green will dig that out of there, and it's foul. Gets it back in quickly. So Christian Lynn, the head coach for Vol State, chatting with the home plate umpire, and thought maybe we were going to have a change defensively, but I don't see any changes out there. Change up, line foul down the third base line. So Watson has gone right to left. Now let's see if she puts one out to Anna Harrison, or a weak ground ball back to Brooklyn Levin. Watson 3 hits in game 1, including a double. Drove in 3 runs, scored twice. Also reached on a walk. Fastball smoked on that outside corner. Guess I could put the count up there. It was a quick 3 strikes. Backward K in the book, and that's a Chick-fil-A Gallatin strikeout. Second of the game for Levin. Layla Turner stands in. Turner had a couple of hits, including a double and an RBI. Off the end of the bat, that's going to get down in front of Harrison for a bloop base hit. Turner now with 3 hits on the afternoon. Second hit of the ball game for Chat State brings Callie Allison to the plate. She was the DP, and then she went in at first base in game 1. Game changer had her with 2 hits. I had one of them down as an error on the second baseman. Again, I am not the official scorer. If somebody asks my opinion, I'll give it to them. This time was called apparently a ball, maybe. Yeah, it is from the bullpen, got onto the field. Shelby Green tosses it back in. 1-0 count to Allison. That is driven into center field. It's back-to-back hits for Chat State. After 1 out, they've got the 2 runners on, and Mackenzie Woodall steps in. Loop single and a rope up the middle. Chattanooga State with 2 runners on. Woodall 1 for 3 in game 1. The hands, Collier cannot get the handle. She's trying to glove that and get it over to Costley, with Layla Turner hustling over to third. If she had secured it, an underhand toss would have gotten Turner easily, but an error. Second for Collier on the day. Loads the bases. Now Pearl Davis, who got her first collegiate save, steps in as a hitter, hitting .270. That's 17 hits, including 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. Looks at ball 1. Her first at-bat of the day. She's the DP. On deck is Addison Keefe, the top of the lineup. Popped up. That's in shallow center field. On comes Harrison. She's going to make the catch. She gets the ball in quickly, and Abbott cuts it off. Now 2 outs and Keefe at the plate. She grounded out to Costley at third base. Costley had a nice backhand on a sharply hit ground ball. She nearly picked it off of the dirt. Threw over to get Addison Keefe at first base. Kirby behind the plate for game 2. 2 hours and 39 minutes took for game 1. 20 runs scored and approximately 26 hits. That's right down the can. Throw it to first. Back in time is Woodall. Kirby trying to sneak one in behind Mackenzie Woodall at first base. Erica Abbott not too poor to pay attention down there at first base. First baseman to receive that throw. Sometimes a catcher can get ahead of herself and throw to a base where the player's not watching, not expecting the throw. Ground ball to the right side. It's going to glance off of Fuqua and get into right field. 2 runs are going to score. Green's throw to the plate. Not in time. And runners at first and third. Chat State leads 2-0. It's a hot smash, but one that Fuqua, I think, probably should have caught. So an error is the 3rd error of the day or game for Vol State. I think Caitlin Davis said that they showed 2 errors for Vol State in game 1. I had with 3, but that Browley Burns stands in. Tapper to Costley. She's going to glove throw, but she's not going to be able to get Burns, who beats that one out, and the bases are loaded again. That's her 2nd infield single. Both of them have been to the left side. First one was over to Maya Collier at short, but her throw to Erica Abbott was way wide and went down the right field line. Burns ended up at third base, but she was stranded there. Cameron Radley rounded out the Costley at third, steps in, looks at the first pitch high. Been having to work a little extra hard now with those unearned runs that have come in. Changeup swung on and missed. Radley could not hold up. And Levin fires. Winks at the outside corner for a called strike. I hear there's a golf match going on today. Probably nobody out there watching. Assistant men's basketball coach Greg Law's got it on his phone up here in the press box. Nice stab there by Kirby. The ball in the dirt. How far along are they in that? Are they about the 14th hole by now? 4th or 5th? They get a late start. It's 5:20 in Augusta. 2-2 pitch. Grounded 2 short. Collier is going to have to go to first. Throw is in time to get Radley. Just beat the runner for out number 3. 2 runs, they're unearned on 3 hits, 2 errors for Vol State, and 3 runners left on base. Head to the bottom of the 2nd. Chat State's taking an early lead again here in game 2. Kirby, Green, and Costly to face Ava Schrader. 4-0 record, 2 complete games. She also has a save in her 6 prior appearances. 4 of those are starts, 24 and 2/3 innings of work. 19 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned, walked 5, struck out 21, a 1.42 ERA is Schrader. As the pitch winks at the outside corner for a strike call. Change up, take it for ball 1. Chat State won game 1, 11-9. Had to hold on to a furious comeback for the Lady Pioneers. Scored 7 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Get all the way back to 10-9. Chat State scored a 1 in the top of the 7th. Fall State had a couple runners on base, but could not push another one or 2 across as Kirby fouls that pitch back. She wishes she could see that again. Schrader got a start against Pellissippi State just 4 days ago. 15-1 win by Chat State. Grounder on another changeup. Keefe throws Kirby out. It's 3 assists for Keefe in the first 4 batters. Schrader 5 innings in that game, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Chat State beat Pellissippi State 15-1 and 15-4. Shelby Green stands in. Left-handed hitting. Right fielder. Rounds 1 right to Turner, who bobbles and tries to tag Green as she goes by and just can't reach her. As she reaches on the air. Both teams having a little trouble fielding and throwing. Carly Costly 0 for 2 in game 1. Looks at the ball high. Again, we're changing the wristbands. I don't understand the rhyme or reason to this. Called strike on the outside corner. On deck, Caitlin Dillard. That pitch nearly hit Costly in the knee. Ball State down by 2, 2-0. Game between the top 2 teams in the TCCAA. Change up in there for a called strike. Chattanooga State 22-0 in conference play, is not lost in the conference. Ball State 18-4 at second place. Tapper foul. Count remains 2-2. Walter State and Roane State tied 13-7 marks. I think all the games are in. Walter State and Roane State played yesterday at Roane State. I was there broadcasting the Fall State baseball game against a doubleheader against Roane State. Another foul ball down the left field line. Walters went into Roane and defeated them 2 games. would assume those games are already in the standings. But you know what they say about assuming. Don't do it, I think is how that phraseology goes. The box scores are not in yet, but the scores are in, so I'm assuming, again, that those 13-7 records are updated. Timeout called. Costly backs out of the batter's box. Shelby Green in the first base talking to Carly Costly's sister. That one's lifted out the left field over as Ferguson. She's going to come on and make the catch. Described as that was actually batted out to left field. It wasn't a swing as much as it was kind of a swat at a high pitch. Now 2 outs. Caitlin Dillard stands in. She was 2 for 4 with a run scored in game 1. Laid down a nice bunt. Had a base hit into left field. Looks at a called strike. Abby Ferguson in left. Briley Burns in center. Mackenzie Woodall in right field. Brooke Watson at third. Addison Keefe at short. Cameron Radley at second and Layla Turner at first base. Callie Allison is behind the plate for Chattanooga State Lady Tigers. Ava Schrader in the circle. Strike called at the letters. Hey, let's get the right count up here. Ball and 2 strikes. Missing Alec Tromke, who handles this for home games in baseball. He's actually here at the park. He's very interested in the catcher, Lydia Kirby, and there's a called strike 3. Down on strikes goes Dillard, a backward K. First strikeout of the game for Schrader. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. We are through 2. Chat State leads 2-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network, and you're watching it right on YouTube. Four, 5, and 6 due up for Chattanooga State here in the 3rd inning. Abby Ferguson, Brooke Watson, and Layla Turner's turning on that pitch is Ferguson. Gets that into the Vol State dugout. Carly Costly not Carly, her sister Alyssa, assistant coach for Vol State, sitting inside the dugout, calling out the pitches. Levin bowls that one up there for ball 1. Ferguson struck out in the first into the inning. And she's right now not enjoying the trip to Gallatin, Tennessee from Chattanooga. Would assume they drove in this morning. Though I think the game was originally scheduled for 2 o'clock. They moved it up to 1. I don't know why you do that. Smash underneath the glove of Amaya Collier. Unless you were already here, but just means you got to get up a little bit earlier, I guess. Miguel Ferguson gets her first hit of the ball game, or of the day, and of the ball game. Brings up Brooke Watson, who struck out looking, leading off the second. Levin has 2 strikeouts, and they were back-to-back, ending one inning and starting another. Gets a called strike there on the outside corner. Watson 3 for 4 in game 1. A double 2-run score drove in 3. She's looking now at an 0-2 count. Wind still blowing out the dead center field here. Beautiful sunshiny day. It's by Kirby. Throw down to second is not going to be in time. Wild pitch will move the runner to second. She was not stealing. Saw the ball get by Kirby and decided to take off. So not a stolen base. It's a wild pitch. Change up. High and away, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wonder how many people are watching still on Game Changer. Not getting to enjoy the witty banter. Ground ball over the head of Levin. Backhanded, no. Goes under the glove of Fuqua. Tried to backhand it. That'll be a single. Now runners at first and third. Watson gets her 4th hit of the day. Right over the head of Brooklyn Levin. Not quite a Baltimore chop, but it was a chopper nonetheless. All dirt infield, grass outfield, all natural surface here at Nichols Softball Complex. Layla Turner blooped a single into center field. Scored the first run of the game for Chat State, stands in there. First pitch she sees just lands outside. She's a 5'5" freshman from Cookeville, Tennessee, where she went to high school. Cook, Vegas, the home of Tennessee Tech. Fastball up. Two-0 is another pitch high. Levin's gone 3-0 to Layla Turner with Callie Allison on deck. They went back-to-back in the single category in the second. Both scored on the error of the ground ball to Michaela Fuqua. 3-0 pitch right down Broadway. Nobody out in the third inning. Ball State trying to get the split of the doubleheader. They've lost 3 games to Chat State this year, 2 at Chattanooga in conference. Swing and a miss by Turner. She looked like she was trying to go for the downs there in a full count, Ministries full count. These 2 teams expect to face each other in the final game in the conference tournament in first week of May. Lifted out to left field. This should score a run. Caitlin Dillard is going to throw to second to keep the runner at first, and a sac fly. Drives in the 3rd run of the game. Layla Turner picks up the RBI. Now Allison stands in. Callie Allison from Hamilton, Ohio, just outside of Cincinnati, my hometown. Big Red Machine guy, Cincinnati Red fan. Got down here to go to college to play some baseball and never moved back. Been in Tennessee or Texas the rest of my life. States that start with a T that don't have any income tax. That has been helpful to me. 2-0 pitch. Check swing. Call the ball. Let's see if they'll check with the base umpire. They will not. But there was a chance she might have swung at that. Second straight batter that Levin has gone 3-0 to. Pumps a strike in there, 3-1. Allison went to Milford High School, which there is a Milford, Ohio, which is where Milford High School is. It's at the right center field. This might be a no man's land. Anna Harrison covers territory quickly, and she cuts right in front of Shelby Green to catch that one. Get on your horse, Anna Harrison. Now 2 down. Brings up Mackenzie Woodall. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Ended up being an error by Amaya Collier. That's deep to left field. It's going to be trouble, and that's going to leave the yard. A 3-run home run for Mackenzie Woodall. Say 3-run, 2-run home run. Woodall gets her first big fly of the year. Just cleared the fence out there in front of the Amaya Collier tree. Three hits in the inning. 3 runs. Chattanooga State now leads 5-0. Pearl Davis stands in. Flew out to Harrison in center field in the second. That was with the bases loaded and shallow center field. Harrison able to come on and keep the runners at bay. Woodall with 3 RBIs on the day. She's got a double in game 1. And now a home run here in game 2. She is 2 for 5 on the afternoon. The third batter in the inning, Levin, has gone 3-0. Nobody loosening as of yet in the Ball State bullpen. Christian Lynn, the head coach in his second year. 3-0 strike. Was the interim head coach last year after his dad, Johnny Lynn, became the head men's basketball coach. For sports here at Ball State, Otis Key is the head women's basketball coach. 11 years now as the women's basketball coach. Johnny Lynn now finished up 2 years as the head men's coach. Jim McGuire, the head men's baseball coach. He's got in his 4th year. He's working toward his 500th win as a coach, not all at Vol State, as a swing and a miss. Ball got into the dirt, throw down to first base to finalize the out. Give the put out to Erica Abbott. And a Chick-fil-A Gallatin strikeout to end the inning. Not before 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors, nobody left on base. The big blow, the 2-run home run by Mackenzie Woodall. Chattanooga State leads 5-0. We're headed to the bottom of the third. We'll be right back on the Ball State Sports Network. Katie Robinson, Anna Harrison, and Michaela Fuqua to face Ava Schrader. She's out for her 3rd inning of work. Strike called to Robinson. 1 for 3 in game 1. Scored a run, drove in a run. Walked and struck out. Tapper to the right side. Charging is Radley. She'll underhand tossed to Turner for out number 1. Might be the first assist that Radley has picked up today. She's been over there at second base all day long, and might be her first action as I look over my score sheet. It appears as though that's correct. She's going to get an opportunity here to make a put out, but Anna Harrison drags one on a full swing toward first base, chops it to Turner, and beats it out for an infield single. She was 2 for 4 in game 1, so she's now 3 for 5 on the afternoon. First hit of the ball game for the Lady Pioneers, an infield single for the number 9 hole hitter. It brings up Michaela Fuqua, grounded out to Addison Keefe at shortstop. Keefe having to play a little bit closer to second base now with Harrison on first. Radley's pulled over. There's a pull left-handed hitter. Tapper right in front of the plate. You can eat that one. No chance. 2 infield singles. Fuqua picks up her 2nd hit of the day. Baltimore chop that didn't go 20 feet. Fuqua would be happy to do that every single time she came to the plate. She doesn't need to worry about hitting it 100 miles an hour as Abbott squares around a bunt, pulls it back on a pitch outside. She's not worried about exit velocity. She's not looking to drive the ball to the fence. She's just looking to get on base. She does it extremely well. Abbott grounded out to short her first time. Up, looks at a called strike. Erica Abbott is one of those young ladies that, those people that I say has an easy smile. She walks by, or I walk by her, immediately her face just goes into a smile. And it's not just me. She's not laughing at me like I'm a clown. That ball gets by the catcher. And both runners will move up 60 feet. She's not looking at me like a clown. Wild pitch, possibly a pass ball. I'm going to All that a wild pitch. It was pretty high. Count goes 2 balls and a strike, 2 runners now in scoring position for Erica Abbott with the sweet and easy smile. Fouls that one out of play on the left side. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sophomore from Summertown, Tennessee. Last I checked, she was an accounting major. Hey, that's what I did in college. Did that for a few years coming out, and then decided to get into something a little more exciting. Federal law enforcement. That was fun. 2-2, check swing foul ball. Got an older brother that said, hey, the FBI is always looking for accountants. If you don't mind eating at McDonald's and working hard, I think you'd enjoy the job. He was right. For most of my 26-year career. 2-2, he's grounded to the right side. That'll get a run in. Radley throws Abbott out at first base. And there's the Framework Athletics first run of the game. Scored by Anna Harrison. Fuqua moves down to third as Collier steps into the batter's box. Cameron Radley hadn't had a ground ball to her all day. She's had 2 in the inning. Collier popped out to Turner at first base in foul territory. She's had a tough day except for one at-bat. A 3-run home run way out of here. And she's just hit one high and deep to right field. And that will hit at the base of the fence. Mackenzie Woodall had trouble locating that one, and that's going to end up being a RBI triple for Amaya Collier. Ball State trails now 5-2. Give Collier another RBI. It's 4 on the day. 22 in the last 5+ games. Collier with 68 now on the season. Brings up Lydia Kirby, the RBI machine. Called strike on the outside corner as Ava Schrader dots the outside of the plate. He was trying to get back in this game. Kirby fouls that one toward the on-deck circle. She's down in the count 0-2. Chat State with 2 in the second, 3 in the third. Vol State here with 2 in the third. Kirby looking to make some landscaping upgrades. She pulls out some hunks of clay and gets them out of the batter's box. 3 hits in the inning for the Lady Pioneers. Infield singles by Anna Harrison and Michaela Fuqua. Wild pitch and then a ground out by Erica Abbott. And a triple by Amaya Collier. Delivered 2 runs and a potential 3rd run down at third base. Kirby pops this one up. Shallow center field, on comes Burns, and she makes the catch for out number 3. Ball State scratches for 2 on 3 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We are through 3, scheduled for 7 here at the Nichols Softball Complex in Gallatin, Tennessee. We're on the campus of Vol State Community College for today's non-conference action between the number 14 ranked Chattanooga State Lady Tigers and the 20th ranked Vol State Lady Pioneers. We'll be right back. Top of the lineup for Chattanooga State, Addison Keefe, Briley Burns, Cameron Radley to face Brooklyn Levin. Keefe 0 for 2, reached on an error. This one to off the glove of Costley. That will roll into deep shortstop. Keefe will reach on the infield single. First pitch she sees. Just off the glove of Costley. The only chance that to get Keefe is that ball gets by Costley, which it did. No chance Collier's going to throw her out. And now Briley Burns has got a couple infield singles, stands at the plate. Really a split grip there. Pitch misses inside. Burns from Rockport, Indiana. Addison Keefe from Ooltewah, Tennessee. I've been there. Popped up to shortstop. Collier makes the catch for out number 1. It's over in East Tennessee. Couldn't tell you what county it's in. I believe that's where I went for a New York Mets tryout my senior year, way back in the 80s, early 80s. Got invited after my senior year at Belmont College. There's a strike called to Radley. My coach at Belmont drove me over there as I didn't have a car, so he took me over to, is Ooltewah or Etowah? I believe it was Ooltewah. There's another strike. Whispers at the outside corner. Brooklyn, you might want to just keep on sliding a little farther out. Radley, a couple ground outs to the left side. 0 for 2 in this game. Red's tryout was at Middle Tennessee, a little bit closer. Change up, ground ball to the right side. It's going to go right between the wickets out in the right center field. Runner was going on the play, and Keefe picks up her second error in this game. Keefe moves over to third base. Fuquay picked up her glove a little bit early. I don't know if the runner going in front of her caused her to take their focus off the ball or not, but runners now first and third, and Abby Ferguson is 1 for 2, stands in. Fuquay looking for some redemption right here. She's probably looking for a line drive to her again with a runner on the move. She can have another unassisted double play. She had an unassisted do-dat double play in game 1. That happened the second batter into the game. Levin stepped on that fastball right there, and it missed just outside. Ferguson from Chapel Hill, Tennessee, Forest High School. And her first hit of the afternoon last time up. Fouls that one. And it caroms off the fence and gets into the kitchen of Alyssa Costley, the young mother. Sitting in the seat down there. We don't need her to get hurt. Alyssa, put some equipment on. Once again, Levin having to pitch around some fielding miscues. 4 errors that I have. And another foul ball down the third baseline. Two errors by Collier at short, 2 errors by Fuquay at second. I had 3 on Vol State fielding in game 1, but Caitlin Davis told me the game changer, which I'm not sure if that was her or somebody else, said one of those was a hit. There's a pitch just off the plate. Well, the Full Count Ministries Full Count. Thanks for joining me in on this Sunday afternoon. I will be on the broadcast again for any of those that are interested on Tuesday. The doubleheader against Columbia State right here at the Nichols Softball Complex. Change up, ball 4. Runner on the move with the pitch, but slides in just for the fun of it as Ferguson draws the walk. First walk of the game by Brooklyn Levin, loads the bases. 1 out. Brooke Watson, who's been a tough hitter all day long, stands in. She singled and scored in the 3rd. State plays the doubleheader at home on Tuesday against Columbia State, then goes on the road Wednesday to play Jackson State, a doubleheader. And then back home for a day, and then back on the road on I-40 heading west to Southwest. Swing and a miss. A couple of 27s going at it. Brooklyn Levin wears number 27, and so does Brooke Watson, the 3rd baseman. So after Tuesday's doubleheader, it's 2 straight series away, another swing and a miss. Before they'll come back home a week from tomorrow, take on Snead State. I think I might be available for that doubleheader as well. Check my handy-dandy calendar. Way outside. Kirby with the Gumby arms had to snag that one, keep it off the backstop. My calendar says I am available for Monday the 21st. So get some Fall State softball broadcasts in under my belt. It's always fun coming here and watching these young ladies play. Check swing. They're going to say she went. They being the home plate umpire, Tim Coffey. Unless he's got a mouse in his pocket. I think he's just a he, not a they. I don't know what pronouns he uses, but he raised the right hand, said strike 3. That's a Chick-fil-A of Gallatin strikeout for out number 2. 4th strikeout of the game for Levin, now facing Layla Turner with bases loaded and 2 outs. Trying to strand 3, keep this a 3-run deficit. Turner very aggressive in her at-bats. I've not kept track of how often she swung at the first pitch, but it seems like it's been regular. It seems like she's fouled it for the most part. 2 for 5 with a double and an RBI in game 1. Changeup misses down. Timeout called. Brooklyn wants to have a chat with Kirby. Clouds started to cover the sun. Saw the full moon yesterday. Did not see a pink full moon. Maybe we couldn't see it here in Middle Tennessee. I don't know, but got back late from, not too late, but about 8 o'clock from Roane State as got off the bus and got home. Saw the full moon there, but regular color from what I saw. My wife looked out later, and she didn't seem amazed by any coloration of the moon. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs, bases loaded here in the top of the 4th inning. Levin change up right down Broadway. Beautiful change up there. Froze Turner in the box. She couldn't do anything. See if Levin comes back with that pitch right here. Turner lines one over the head of her teammate. Addison Keefe down at third base. Foul. Turner with 10 home runs. Now has 42 RBIs. Freshman from Cookeville, Tennessee. Callie Allison, the catcher, is in the on-deck area. Hoping to get an at-bat here in the fourth. Ball State will just soon see her next inning. 2-2 pitch. Popped up to left field. Caitlin Dillard over, back, and still going back and makes the catch. For the final out here in the fourth. Levin works around a hit, an error, and a walk to retire Chat State without allowing any additional runs. 3 runners left on base. It's the second time the bases have been left loaded in 4 innings. Chat State still leads 5-2. Take a break and be back on the Vol State Sports Network. Chattanooga State will be home their next 2 series. Wednesday against Cleveland State, doubleheader, 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern. And then on Saturday, noon and 2 p.m., they'll take on Pellissippi State. Shelby Green to lead off for Ball State, down by 3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Shelby reached on an error. Her first plate appearance here in game 2. Looks at a called strike. She had a ground ball down to first base to Layla Turner. Tried to secure it and had it pop out of her glove. And by the time she did take possession, her attempted tag on Green as she had one step into foul territory away from the tag, just missed the tag. Reached first base, but she was stranded there. 2 balls and a strike. The sophomore from Milan, Tennessee. Another one of the young ladies with an easy smile. Pearly whites. And 3 balls and a strike. Assume she's hanging out still with that big baseball player, Big John Carter. Foul ball. They went to high school together down at Milan, and he played baseball here last year, redshirted at Vol State, and then transferred to Columbia State, where he's a DH for the Chargers from time to time. About 6'6". He can swat it a long way when he gets a hold of it. Haven't checked his stats here lately with a full count ministries. Full count turns into ball 4. And Shelby walks for the second time today. Stole a base in game 1. See if she's on the move here. First walk of the day for Ava Schrader in her 4th inning of work. We're into bunt as that ball just barely foul. Christian Lynn did not think that was the right call. There might have been a stitch or 2 of that softball still on the white chalk. But our home plate umpire, Tim Coffey, said it was picked up in foul territory for strike 1. Brooke Watson nearly picked that up a little bit too early. Costly flew out to left field in the second. That's a strike go by at Denise. Costly 0 for 3 on the day. Came in hitting .363, had 37 hits, couple doubles. Reaches base at a 41% clip. Halfway swing down the third base line, but it goes foul. Stopped by the young hands of Christian Lynn, the former basketball player here at Vol State. His brother John Thomas is now an assistant coach for Johnny Lynn, their father. He's finished his first year. One of the recruiters. That's lined over the glove of third baseman Brooke Watson. That's a base hit, the first of the day. Carly with a K, Costly with a C. The first two have reached here in the fourth. Caitlin Dillard will stand in. Struck out looking in the second to end the inning. 2 for 5 on the day. Square around a bunt. Look at a pitch high and away. Walters State men are ranked 6th in the country. They'll come into Gallatin on Thursday and Friday to take on Ball State baseball. Gloved by Keefe, and she had a plethora of options. Just could not make the decision on which one to go to. Shelby Green ran right by her. And if Keefe comes up throwing, Dillard's going to be out at first base. Instead, Dillard picks up an infield single on the indecision by Addison Keefe at shortstop. Now Katie Robinson at the plate. Looks at a strike call. Robinson grounded out to Radley at second base, the leading off the third. Chat State 2 in the second, 3 in the third. Take a 5-0 lead. Ball State with 2 in the bottom of the third. And threatening here in the fourth. Robinson now with an 0-2 count with Anna Harrison on deck. 5 hits in the game for the Lady Pioneers. 5 runs and 8 hits for Chattanooga State. Down swinging goes Robinson. We're going to have a pinch hitter here for Anna Harrison. Kylie Maldonado looks like she has a stick. She's going to get her first at-bat with 1 out and the bases loaded. Freshman from right here in Hendersonville now. She moved from Rancho Cucamonga, California. Attended Ottawa University last year. Exercise science major, the daughter of Sam and Cindy Maldonado, sister of Josh and Jeremiah, has a grandma in Arizona. Looks at the first pitch in there for a called strike. Maldonado hitting .375. This is her 27th game of the year. 24 hits, 4 doubles, 2 home runs, 18 RBIs. She's got a chance to lift one out of here, and I'm sure that's why Coach Lynn has pinch hit for Harrison, who's not a threat. To hit the ball out of the park. Foul ball to the screen. Count goes 1-2. Harrison's 3 for 5 on the day, but the infield single right here, not as easy to get with the bases loaded, since there's a force at any base. 1-2 pitch coming to Maldonado, and she's going to go down guess looking is we have the animated strike 3 call. And it's back-to-back strikeouts for Ava Schrader. She's got 3. And Michaela Fuqua will step in. Fuqua 1 for 2 in this game, scored a run. She is the walk queen of the conference. Drew 2 walks in game 1. Gives her 29 on the season. That's first in the conference. Off-speed pitch misses low and away. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. Shelby Green walked to lead off the inning. Carly Costley with a line drive into left field. Then an infield single by Caitlin Dillard on a ground ball to the shortstop. Loaded the bases. Back-to-back strikeouts by Schrader. As Vol State scoreless with the bases loaded, but Michaela Fuqua with a 3-0 count and a really good eye at the plate. She does not mind hitting with 2 strikes, so she is an easy RBIs. Lady Pioneers scratch for a run. Second walk of the inning by Schrader allows Shelby Green to just jog home. And now Erica Abbott, get ready. She likes to swing at the first pitch. Fuqua at first. Dillard at second. Costley at third. Abbott walks up on a pitch right down the can for a called strike. Blow right here by Abbott would help the Pioneer cause. They have not led Chattanooga State in this doubleheader. Popped up into shallow left field. That's going to drop into the diving glove of Abby Ferguson. She just robbed Erica Abbott and kept this game a 2-run deficit. What a play. Put a star by that one as the looping liner out to Ferguson, and she's Superman to make the catch. Vol State scratches for 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 3 runners left on base. We're through 4, scheduled for 7. Score is 5-3, Chattanooga State. Top of the 5th we go. Anna Harrison has re-entered after being pinch hit for in the bottom of the 4th. She's out in center field. Lead off the top of the 5th, Callie Allison. And a bad throw by Collier to first base cannot be dug out by Abbott. Allison reaches first. It's the 3rd error of the game for Amaya Collier, unofficially on my score sheet. Mackenzie Woodall hit a 2-run homer. Her first big fly of the year stands in. misses down. Five to 3, Chat State leads here in game 2. They won game 1, 11-9. Vin delivers a fastball outside. Vin is the #1 pitcher for Vol State. Chat State has chosen not to throw their 2 top pitchers, Olivia Laney and Olivia Steinnorth. This is non-conference action. Playing for the fun of it. Levin, 3 balls and no strikes. Pearl Davis in the on-deck area. Not really a circle in either place, so supposed to be. At least tradition says. Should be a circle there, but you have to draw it. There's a strike called at the letters. The 3-1 pitch is outside for ball 4. First 2 have reached here in the 5th. Second walk of the game by Levin. Runners at first and second, and the #9 hole hitter, Pearl Davis, who's over 2, stands in. See if she squares around the bunt to move the runners up. She is not squaring. Lays off a high fastball. Davis does not have a sacrifice bunt all year. Levin's gone 2-0. The #9 hole hitter, Pearl Davis, and that will mean Alyssa Costley's going to come out of the dugout and have a chit-chat with the sophomore transfer from Chadron State. Littleton, Colorado. It's just outside of Denver. Not sure if my cousin still lives in Littleton. Visited them once back in the early 90s. But a beautiful part of the United States right there, Denver, Colorado Springs area. Haven't gotten to visit Denver area too much. My wife and I did go out and see Golden and Red Rock Arena, I think is what they call that. An amphitheater built in the side of a mountain, I guess. Didn't get to see a concert there, just visited, but I think we went to the Red Rocks. There's a national park there. Meeting is concluded. Let's see if Levin puts one right down the can. She does not. She bounces that one up there. Count goes 3 balls and no strikes. With the leadoff batter, Addison Keefe, lurking in the on-deck area. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk to Davis, and the first 3 have reached. Back-to-back walks. Now to the top of the lineup. Dangerous Addison Keefe, who's 1 for 3 in this game. 5 for 8 on the day. Pearl Davis, a freshman down at first base. Kirby has to come out of her squat to snag that one. Costley and Collier come over. Try to settle Levin down. That's 5 straight. Make it 6 at least straight. Walk to Woodall, and then 4-pitch walk to Pearl Davis. Now ball 1 to Addison Keefe. Sophomore from Ooltewah. Nobody's thrown more innings in Tennessee JUCO than Brooklyn Levin. Now over 25 innings this year. Foul ball down the left field line. Retrieved by Caitlin Dillard. Wind still blowing out here in Gallatin, Tennessee, heading straight out to center field here at the Nichols Softball Complex. Some folks sitting in the outfield in the sun, some in the shade. 2-1 misses outside. Levin in danger of walking in a run, as Ava Schrader did in the previous inning. Three balls and a strike, and the pitch out to right field. Shelby Green's going to come in and make the catch. Not tagging at third was Callie Allison. She was coming home. I think she would have been able to score on a sac fly anyway, but the out recorded, and the bases stay loaded. Nice play by Green to get the ball in to the infield quickly, but at least in baseball, you teach a runner at third. If the ball's in the air to the outfield, you come back and tag. Allison did not do that. Now Briley Burns swings and foul tips that one in and out of the glove of Lydia Kirby. Burns 2 for 3 on here in game 2. She's 4 for 7 on the day. Came in hitting .293, but you couldn't tell by the way she's been hitting here at Ball State. She might have the most exaggerated split grip that I've seen. Looks like you can get another hand between the top and the bottom hand. To figure out, see if I can talk to somebody that tells me what the advantage is to that. 1-1 is in there for a called strike. Now Levin needing a strikeout. Don't think Briley Burns does that very often. Only 8 strikeouts on the year. Only walked 5 times as well, so. Ground ball to the right side. That's going to get a run in, and it is not going to be caught by Fuquay, and that might have caught her up in her face. Took a hop she was not expecting. And another run and another error. Give the RBI to Burns. But on my score sheet, the 4th. Right, the 4th error? No, 3rd error. 6 errors for Vol State. 3 by Amaya Collier and 3 by Michaela Fuquay. First pitch swinging, Cameron Radley fouls that one straight back. So an unearned run. Come in and made the score 6-3. Callie Allison reached on an error. Then back-to-back walks, loaded the bases. A fly out, and now an error. Ground ball right back to Levin. She's going to knock it down and throw it home. Kirby drops the ball. The umpire says after the out was recorded on the force out at home. Blythe Golden will come down and have a chat and ask our home plate umpire, Tim Coffey, to go out and talk to the base umpire, Woody Redfarron, and maybe see if he saw something differently than a secured catch and then pulling the ball out of her glove to throw to first, and they're going to say she's out. So Pearl Davis moves down to third. Burns is at second, and Cameron Radley will be on at first base. Now Abby Ferguson will step in. She's 1 for 2. Singled and scored a run in the third. Nice play by Brooklyn Levin to knock that ball down. It was sharply hit back to her. And remember where it was that she needed to throw the softball. Kind of like getting punched in the face. You still got to come back. So knock it down, pick it up, calmly throw it home. You don't need to worry about the double play. Just get the one out. And that's exactly what she did. Kirby in the transfer dropped the balls. The changeup misses down low. The count goes 2 balls and no strikes. So the Lady Tigers left fielder, Abby Ferguson, their leading hitter by average. One for 5 today. She's drawn a couple walks, been hit by a pitch, so she's been on base. Scored 4 times today. Chat State scored 17 runs here on the afternoon. Ball State has scored 12. There's a strike called. Nice stick by Lydia Kirby behind the plate. Two balls and a strike, bases loaded, 2 outs, 1 run in here in the top of the 5th inning. Ball State trying to strand 3 again. Fly ball out to center field, Anna Harrison. She has that one gauged and makes the catch for out number 3. Levin wiggles off the hook there. 1 unearned run on no hits. 2 more Vol State errors. 3 more runners left aboard. That's 10 in the game left on base for Chat State. 6 of those have been put on via an error by the Ball State infielder. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Chattanooga State leads by 3. You're listening to the Ball State Sports Network. $74 here on Palm Sunday. As my buddy Jay Harper is texting me about the tournament coming up at the beginning of May. Have to get our heads together. He'll be broadcasting the softball tournament. I don't know if it'll be on the Game Time Sports Network, his network that he broadcasts on. I know it won't be on this network, on the Ball State Sports Network. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to be done. I'm not sure what Chattanooga State broadcasts on, but I'll get with Jay Harper. I'll be broadcasting baseball. He'll handle the softball side. Amaya Collier, it's a changeup she wasn't ready for a called strike. Collier tripled over the head of Mackenzie Woodall, the right fielder. but was stranded. She did drive in a run with that triple, the 2-run third inning. She takes another changeup. 1 for 2. 2 for 6 on the day. She got 4 RBIs in those 2 hits. She had a 3-run homer. It was her 15th of the year. See if she can get on base for Lydia Kirby in the on-deck area. Kirby with 1 RBI on the day gives her 79, which leads the conference. Going away, ball 2. Collier, who missed over a month, is still second in the conference in RBIs. Of course, she did have 18 in the last 4 games, so that bumped her up over Anna Ross. There's a ground ball. It's going to hop over the glove of Keith into center field. There's a leadoff single for Amaya Collier, sophomore from Russellville, Kentucky. She's now 2 for 3. And Lydia Kirby, who is in scoring position when she steps into batter's box. Have an opportunity for her first hit in game 2. She was 1 for 4 in game 1. That was a solo home run to lead off that 7-run 6th inning. She went 1 for 2 in the inning. She's not going to get a chance to hit. She's going to get hit. By pitch. First by Ava Schrader in today's game. Her first hit batter of the year. Shelby Green stands in. 0 for 1, and she has the ability to tie this game up. There's a lot of power if she can get the pitch, and instead, jam shot pops up to Radley at second. Collier nearly doubled off at second base as Green got jammed for out number 1. Sun is a problem for the right side of the infield now, especially on a line drive. Costly 1 for 2 stands in. It's a tying run, squares around the bunt, takes the pitch. It's called a strike. Ball 1. One tapped foul. Schrader ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ava Schrader, a 5'8" freshman from Pulaski, Tennessee, Richland High School. Pulaski is where UT Southern is located. Line down the left field line. It will be foul. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think I've heard of Richland High School. I'm assuming it's a smaller school in Pulaski. I believe that's Giles County. UT Southern, an NAIA school, formerly known as Martin Methodist, and before that, known as Martin Junior College. A junior college, just like Cumberland was a junior college. 1-2 pitch. Gosley just gets a piece of that one. Martin Junior College, one of only 3 schools to ever attempt to recruit me to play baseball at their school. Roan State, Martin Junior College, and Belmont College back then. Belmont, the only four-year school that recruited me. 1-2 is tapped toward the shortstop, slow roller, and Costley beats that one out. Nice attempt there by Addison Keefe. Costley was able to take the majority of that swing and notch it down. As Blythe Golden has come out to have a chat with our base umpire. I'm guessing she wants to see if the head coach or he will check with our home plate umpire. I don't know what the beef is at first base. Another infield single. Ball State has not been knocking the ball into the gaps much, but has been dinking and dunking. Bases loaded with one out. Caitlin Dillard standing. She'll ask for time. Dillard's 1 for 2 in this game. Called strike on the outside corner. Six to 3, Chat State leads. Bottom of the fifth, scheduled for 7 innings. Had some spin on that pitch. Took a little bit off and got the call. 0-2. Dillard laid off of it. On deck, Katie Robinson. Dillard, the former Greenbrier Lady Bobcat, Greenbrier High School. Up in Robertson County, just north and a little bit west of Nashville. Not far away from Gallatin. 45 minutes to an hour. Ground ball to the short. Glove by Keefe. She fires over to first base to get Dillard for out number 2. But another run comes in. All State down by 2. The RBI ground out. Scores Collier. Kirby moves to third. Costley to second. Now Robinson at the plate with the tying run on at second base. First pitch to Katie Robinson, who's 0 for 2, goes high. Collier led off the inning with a base hit. Kirby was hit by a pitch. Pop out by Shelby Green. And an infield single loaded the bases. Dillard's ground out. Scored Collier. Now 2 outs with runners at second and third. Ball State needs a big hit right here from Katie Robinson. Foul tipped. On the 2-0 pitch, a check swing by Robinson. On the changeup. Callie Allison behind the plate. She was a DP in game 1 and ended up playing first base toward the last part of it. The pitch misses just inside. Count goes 3 balls and a strike. But Anna Harrison waiting to bat here in the 5th. State trying to come back again. Ground ball to the right side, backhand glove by Cameron Radley, and does not get the runner. 2 runs going to come in as Robinson deemed to have beat that one out. What a great play by Radley. And we're tied up on the infield single. 2 runs score, so 2 RBI infield singles. You don't see that in baseball much. Running off the hop is Carly Costley as she scores. Now Anna Harrison looks at ball 1. That was a close play at first. I might have ruled the other way if I was umpiring. Thought they might have got her by a hair, but Ball State gets the call. And we're knotted. Ball State has never led in this doubleheader. Ground ball to the left side. Keefe's going to go the short way. She'll throw to Radley to retire Robinson. Ball State scores 3 in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. All tied going to the top of the 6th, 6-6. You're listening to the Ball State Sports Network. Apparently some changes being made. Kendra McNeil, the new first baseman. Erica Abbott moves to shortstop. Willow Carden is the new third baseman. And let's see if I can figure out who our new second baseman is. Maybe Avery Wright. I think the outfield's still the same. Shelby Green in right, Anna Harrison in center, Caitlin Dillard in left. That is Avery Wright, the new second baseman. She's from Arlington, Tennessee. A freshman, Willow Carden, who pinch hit in game 1. She's a freshman from Coffee County in Manchester, Tennessee. Kendra McNeil, the new first baseman. She also pinch hit. First pitch from Levin to Brooke Watson is fouled back. We'll have to see where they go into the batting order. Might be able to figure that out, but we wait till they come to the plate. They don't tell me the changes. That's how you can tell I'm not the official scorer. Changeup is fouled down the third base line by Watson. She's now down in the count 0-2. Watson 1 for 3. Singled and struck out twice. Due up. Next inning, might see Michaela Fuquay come back in the game. Might be a defense for the top of the sixth. Sliced foul. That will get over to a young man. Looks like he's throwing to an even younger, maybe a dad and a son throwing. He got a glove on it. The glove was in the wrong hand. He just stopped it. It's like he's got a catcher's mitt. No, it's not a catcher's mitt. He's looking for somebody to throw the softball to. It's going to be Alyssa Costley who goes over and gets that. 0-2 or 1-2 is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brooke Watson, Layla Turner, and Callie Allison due up for Chattanooga State, the number 14 team in the country, according to this week's Division I rankings. 6-6 as Vol State tied it with 3 in the 5th. Inside pitch brings us to a full count. Ministries full count. So I got my start in broadcasting, full count. Ministries got a summer collegiate baseball team. Asked me if I'd be the analyst. That has turned into now coming up on about 550 broadcasts. That started 4 years ago, summer of 2021. I have over 300 broadcasts now with Vol State. Full count pitch. Smashed into right field. That'll get into right field as Watson reaches on a base hit. Couple steps to the right of Kendra McNeil. She had no chance. Watson now 2 for 4. Ninth hit of the game for the Tigers. Brings up Layla Turner. She's 1 for 2. Drove in a run with a sacrifice fly. Scored a run in the second. Does not swing at the high and outside pitch. After broadcasting that first summer at Full Count Rhythm, the Ohio Valley League, I couldn't wait 10 more months to do it again. Changeup misses down. Came over here to Vol State. Twisted the arm of Jim McGuire in his first year as the head baseball coach. Broadcasted, 45 games probably for baseball, and athletic director Bobby Hudson asked if I did basketball as well, so swing and a miss. When I have an opportunity, I broadcast softball. So primarily baseball. I'll do basketball as well, as we do have some students from time to time that will help out with basketball, so that's good. A.J. Fawson was fouled off to the left side. Chief engineer here at Vol State. He's happy to have content to put on the air, and also for the students that are coming through here trying to get broadcasting experience. Got camera operators and sound engineers, directors, producers, and occasionally some broadcasters. Kirsten Smith on the Lady Pioneers roster has helped out with basketball. That pitch is way high. Kirby been able to keep everything in front of her, or at least snag it when it goes behind her. The Full Count Ministries full count to Layla Turner, the left-handed hitting first baseman. Had probably about 8 people working basketball games this past winter. Driven into left field. That is going to get to the wall. Dillard gets on it quickly. Sliding into third safely as Brooke Watson, as Turner smokes a double to the left field wall. The First two have reached here in the sixth. Callie Allison stands in. She's 1 for 3. Kirby looks back at Tim Coffey, the home plate umpire, wants to know where that one was. Second double of the day for Layla Turner. Had one of her 2 hits in game 1. It's an extra base hit. Now has 15. The team leader in that category came in tied for 3rd in the conference in doubles. Outside for ball 3 to Allison. Mackenzie Woodall on deck. Willow Carden will come have a chat with Brooklyn Levin. The 2 players on the field wearing the face guards. Ball gets on you quickly. 3-0 pitch right down Broadway for strike 1. Three-one pitch, 2 on, nobody out. That's driven out the right center field. That's going to be down for a base hit. Green charges, gets the ball in quickly, and only one can score. Chattanooga State retakes the lead on an RBI single by Callie Allison. 3 straight hits for Chat State here in the 6th. Turner moves over to 3rd. Woodall reached on a fielder's choice, 2-run homer in the 3rd and walked. Strike called, maybe right at the hollow at the knee of the knees. Ground ball right back to Levin. She looks the runner back to 3rd. Down to 2nd goes Allison. Woodall is retired at first base. There's the first out. Runners now at 2nd and 3rd. The number 9 hole hitter, Pearl Davis, who walked last time she came up. She pops one out to right field. Shallow, on comes Green. She misses the play, but the tag is in time to get Layla Turner. So give a single to Pearl Davis, but the throw from Shelby Green retires Turner, who was, I guess that is the reason you stay or you get off, but on that one, probably not going to score on a sac fly on that one anyway. I didn't see how far off she was, but now 2 outs and the top of the order, Addison Keefe steps in with runners at 1st and 3rd. 1 run in, but very promising inning. Could turn out for only 1 run for Chattanooga State. We've had 4 hits in the inning. Changeup misses down, but Kirby gets on that ball in the dirt quickly. Nobody can advance. Got some of these little wispy flyers right in front of the window. I can't do anything about it. I can't open a window. This is a solid window in front of me. Shooting the cameras right through the window. Can't get to the outside from in front of the press box. That pitch misses outside. Been trying to wiggle off the hook again. 12 hits in game number 2. 16 hits for Chat State in game 1. Ground ball to Carden at third. She fires over to first, and that ends the inning. One run, 4 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Heading to the bottom of the 6th, Vol State trails again by 1. And as I suspected, Michaela Fuqua will re-enter the game here in the bottom of the 6th. I'm assuming Avery Wright came in for Michaela Fuqua. I won't know that until I would see maybe a box score. Will be irrelevant, I guess. Although I'm assuming I wrote down that Kendra McNeil came in for Amaya Collier at shortstop, but I would assume that Collier is going to bat in this inning. But I don't know if it was Carden that came in for Collier or McNeil or Wright. It could have been any one of the 3. You don't have to go into the position of somebody. You can put them in any part of the batting order that you want, as far as I know. Now, unless there's some kind of a different rule in softball. But Ava Schrader back out on the mound, or in on the mound. I knew I was going to do that. I'll do that once a doubleheader. In the circle, Chat State, she delivers a strike into Michaela Fuqua. Fuqua 1 for 2 in this game, reached base twice. Walked with the bases loaded in the 4th, batting here in the 6th for the 4th time here in game 2. Another changeup. She hacks at that and misses. No changes in defense, it doesn't appear, for Chattanooga State. Ferguson, Burns, and Woodall in the outfield. Watson, Keefe, Radley, and Turner in the infield. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. A 3-pitch strikeout. Sets down Fuqua. Route number 1. 4th strikeout of the game for Schrader. Now Erica Abbott, another left-handed batter, stands in. I think pitcher's mound is 45 feet away. I know for Little League Baseball it's 45 and 60. I assume softball is the same dimension. Guess I could get on my Googler again. Somebody out there probably knows the answer. That goes 3 balls and no strikes. Got one email today. Just checking is ball. Nope. It was ball 4. So did Erica Abbott, but called strike at the letters 3-1. Jimmy Watson, father of Brooke Watson down there at third base. He sent an email in. Rooting for Chat State, but he had some nice comments on his email. Appreciate that. There's going to be strike 2 to Abbott. She walks up on that change up. We'll have a full count, Ministries full count. Yep, glad you found the stream today, Jimmy. And happy to have you listening in wherever it is you may be listening. 3-2 grounded softly to the right side. And Abbott is going to beat that one out. Radley did all she could do, but Abbott reaches with 1 out on an infield single. She's now 1 for 4. And Amaya Collier does re-enter to hit here in the 6th. The potential go-ahead run at the plate. The top hitters, if not the best hitter in the conference. Runner goes, it's on high and deep to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. And it is gone. It hits, I'm not sure if that hit off the fence or the top of the batting cage. That is a 2-run home run for Amaya Collier, her second home run of the day. And that is number 16 as she drives in Erica Abbott and gives Vol State their first lead of the day. 2 more RBIs for Collier. She is 3 for 4 in this game. That was a skyscraper there. Right down the line. 1 out, 2-run home run. Maya Collier. Back-to-back hits brought to you by Hit After Hit. Now Kirby, it's a hopper to Brooke Watson who throws a laser over to first base to retire Kirby. A nice job there by Jimmy's daughter to make the play on that weird hop, actually, down to her. She's played solid at third base all day long. Kirby now 0 for 3. Shelby Green. She hits one high and deep to right field. Does that have enough? It will not. 1 hop to the fence. Green rounding second. She's not going to stop until she gets a third, sliding in safely with a 2-out triple. Ball not traveling as well to right field as it is to left and center. Shelby Green picks up another triple. That is Shelby's 5th triple of the year. She's now 1 for 3. And Alyssa Costley has re-entered to hit for whoever came in for her. She fouls the first pitch she sees straight back. Three hits in the inning. Costley is 2 for 3. Infield single, dump single in the left field. Takes a changeup in there for a called strike. On deck, Caitlin Dillard. Collier now with 16 home runs. Ross for Walter State came in as the conference leader with 18. Again, Maya Collier missed over a month. Ground ball foul down the third base line. broadcasted her last game that she played. That was on March 2nd against Lakeland College. She went 3 for 5 in that game with a double, a home run, 5 RBIs. Stole 3 bases, but did not play again until the other day. Grounded to the right side. I don't know if that hit her or not, but safe at first base. I don't think Turner had her foot on the base. I think they thought it was a foul ball. No ruling yet. Assistant coach Brandon Carr is coming out asking about that, and instead it's going to be an infield single and an RBI for Costley. And Caitlin Dillard stands in. She lays down a bunt. Glove by Watson. She throws to first, and they're going to say out there. That might have been a coin flip or maybe a makeup. You have about 3 close plays at first base. That might have been the one that was safe. But instead, a 5-3 for out number 3. Ball State scores 3 to take a 9-7 lead heading into the top of the 7th inning. Ball State needs 3 outs to defeat the 14th ranked Lady Tigers. We'll take a break, come right back and see the top of the 7th, see how it shakes out. You're listening to the Ball State Sports Network. Thanks to my research analyst, found out it's not 45 feet between the home plate and the pitcher's plate or the rubber. It's 43 feet. Just in case you were wondering. Riley Burns looks at a first pitch strike from Brooklyn Levin. Levin trying to get her 15th win of the year in 19 decisions. Ball State trying to get the split over Chat State here in a, let's say it's a slugfest. There's been a lot of runs scored. 20 in game 1, 16 here in game 2. That's a bit of a surprise to me. But Chattanooga State has not thrown their 2 top pitchers. They have got the horses to ride all the way to the World Series, no question about it. I think that World Series this year is out in Arizona, not in Alabama, what I heard. Don't know the city. If only, again, there was a way we could find out. Get my research analyst on that. Ball 3. See if they call it the World Series. Might just call it the National Championship. Ball 4. Down to first base. Hustles Briley Burns. Fourth walk of the game by Levin. Trying to get the complete game. Cameron Radley stands in. First pitch she sees is outside. Costley's back at third. Amaya Collier's back at short. And Michaela Fuqua is at second base. Erica Abbott at first. So the way they started is the way they are currently aligned here in the seventh. Popped up. That should get out of play. It will get into the stands. The visitors. If I'm reading this right, it's in Yuma, Arizona. The thriving metropolis of Yuma, Arizona. That's an airline trip for somebody from Region 7. Ground ball to short. Collier gloves. She's going to throw to second base. It was not going to be in time. The throw eludes Fuqua, and an infield single for Radley. Or maybe a fielder's choice. If Collier goes to first base, I think they get Radley runners at first and second. Again, I'm not the official scorer, so don't yell at me. I'm going to say fielder's choice, not a hit, but who knows what the official scorer says. Collier went the short way, and Burns beat the throw there. That doesn't necessarily mean that you give a hit to the batter. Question is, if Collier had picked it up and made a throw to first base, would they have gotten her? That's how I view that. Swing and a miss by Abigail Ferguson. I've never been an official scorer, and I haven't played one on TV, but I did honestly stay at a Holiday Inn Express Friday night in Harriman, Tennessee. Squaring around a bunt, pulling the bat back, throw down to third base, dug out of there by Collier. Scrambling back to second base is Briley Burns. Pitch was called a ball. Tying runs are on base. Ferguson 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk here in game 2. It's been exciting. Another square around a bunt. She misses it. I'm telling you, everybody's moving when this is happening. Yeah, goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Levin shaking her arm out right there. I'm not sure how many pitches she's thrown, but she might be getting a little bit tired. There's been a lot of high stress at bats for Brooklyn Levin. Is no question Vol State wants to win this game. Change up, foul at the plate. Would do good for their psyche heading into the conference tournament. Chattanooga's a good-looking team. Foul ball off the end of the bat. Count remains 1-2. On deck, Brooke Watson. Unless Fall State can turn the triple play. Ground ball to second. Fuqua is going to go to first base and get the 1 out. I think she turned around and maybe disgusted that she didn't go to second base with that. I think right now her confidence level fielding is not so great that I don't think it's wrong just to go ahead and make sure you get the out. On the play, Radley moves to second and Burns down to third base. And Brooke Watson is 2 for 4, stands in. Daughter of Jimmy. Guessing they're listening in the Chattanooga area. That pitch misses. She's from Chattanooga. Freshman Boyd Buchanan. I have heard of that school. They must have a very good athletic program. Never been there, but my son lived in Chattanooga for a year while he was getting his master's in accounting. Sliced foul and out of play. My daughter-in-law was working at Erlanger Medical Center as a NICU nurse. That was BK, before kids. That was in 2014, 2015. They now have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. 2 of my 7 grandkids. 1-1 pitch is inside. Watson has to turn away from that one. She nearly wore that one in the hip. She's looking back at the umpire, and I wonder if she's halfway thinking, you know what, I think that might have grazed me. But I think she's a hitter, and she wants to drive the runs in. She doesn't want to leave it to the on-deck batter, Layla Turner. 2-1 count now with 1 out. Fly ball out to center field. This ought to get 1 run in. Harrison makes the catch. She's going to throw to third. The throw is not in time. Head first slide by Radley. And now the tying run is on at third with 2 outs. Sacrifice fly to Watson. She picks up the RBI. Now 2 outs. So pass ball, wild pitch, error on infielder. Will tie this game. Layla Turner, who's been a stud all day long. 2 for 3, looks at ball 1. Can you call a girls softball player a stud? Who's stopping me? Dr. Tostenson probably listening in. She might send me an email and say, you may not want to do that. I mean it in a very, very positive way. 1-0 pitch. They stopped there by Kirby to keep the runner at third. Turner has 4 hits on the day, 2 in each game. A couple of singles, a couple of doubles. 2 RBIs. She wants to pick one big one up here to tie this game up. All State wants to keep it at least in the yard as that pitch just misses down. Levin not in agreement there. Wanted that pitch. Callie Allison, the catcher in the on-deck area, and she was standing there with the shin guards on, and I'm thinking, why would you do that? You're going to have to come to the plate for this game to continue. There's a called strike. I guess Turner could get out after the run scores. Have to be a tag play somewhere, though. Force out will end it. Take a hack, Layla Turner on that one. Fouls it off to the left side. Telling you, she has a swing. She stroked a double at the base of the fence in left center field, so she's got power everywhere. Dumped a single into center field in the second inning and scored. She's pulled a double down the right field line in game 1. Delivered a single into center field, so she's gone to all 3 fields. Full count Ministries, full count to Layla Turner. And the pitch, change up. She's just given Chattanooga State the lead as she has put one onto the road in right field. That was blistered. That change up, she kept the hands back and delivered for the Lady Tigers. 2-run home run. Don't throw it there. And Chat State leads 10-9. They have scored 3 here in the top of the 7th. Layla Turner's 11th home run of the year came in tied for 3rd in the conference. Now Callie Allison get her turn. That was drilled. over the second fence. I don't know how tall that fence is, but 35, 40 feet up there maybe. I don't think I've seen one go that far to right field. Wind blowing out. Not stiff wind, but it's blowing out to center field. Alyssa Costley out. Have a chat with Brooklyn Levin. Looks like we're going to get a new pitcher. Cheris Nichols is going to come on in relief of Brooklyn Levin, who shaking that right arm. She will come out of the game. Big blow by Layla Turner to drive in Cameron Radley and herself. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with the rest of the top of the seventh. We'll be going to the bottom of the seventh, see if Fall State can tie or win it, just like they had to do in game one. Did not, lost 11-9. Ball State wants to keep it right here. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we return on the Ball State Sports Network. Cheris Nichols on in relief of Brooklyn Levin. She'll face Callie Allison, trying to get the last out here in the top of the seventh. Chattanooga State has scored 3. Come from behind. Down by 2 coming into the inning. Big 2-run home run by Layla Turner to give Chattanooga State the 10-9 lead. Nichols came on in relief of Laura Walker in game 1. Gave up 1 run on 4 hits. Walked 2, did not strike out a batter. Popped foul out of play. Inning started with a walk to Briley Burns. Cameron Radley reached on a fielder's choice as the ground ball to Collier at shortstop. She tried to get the lead out at second base, but Burns beat the throw to second. Ground out by Abby Ferguson moved the runners up. A sacrifice fly by Brooke Watson brought in the first run. Then a 2-run home run by Layla Turner put Chat State back up. They scored 2 in the first, 3 in the third, take a 5-0 lead. Ball State 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Get back to 5-3. Chat State with a run in the fifth, moved to 6-3. Ball State tied it with 3 in the bottom of the fifth. That pitch misses up. Callie Allison must have thought that was ball 4. Instead, it is a full count Ministries full count. Chat State scored 1 in the 6th to take a 7-6 lead. Lifted out to right center field. Anna Harrison over and makes the catch. We're out number 3. Then Vol State scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th to take a 9-7 lead. But 3 runs in the top of the 7th have given the lead back to Chat State. They score 3 runs on only 1 hit. No errors. Nobody left on base. Vol State's going to have to come from behind to win this one. We'll be right back to see what shakes out on the Vol State Sports Network. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for the Lady Pioneers. Katie Robinson, Anna Harrison, and Michaela Fuqua to face Ava Schrader now for her 7th inning. Trying to get the win and stay perfect on the season. She is 4-0. First pitch she delivers to Robinson is outside the zone. Katie's 1 for 3. Drove in 2 runs with an infield single. Listen, Carly Costley hustling into the plate with 2 outs on the infield single on a close play at first base. Robinson ruled to have beat out the throw. Been several bang-bang plays at first base. Chattanooga State has felt like they've gotten the short end of the stick most of the time, and if I'm honest, I don't disagree with them. 3 balls, no strikes. Not what you're looking for if you're a Chat State fan. Don't want to walk the potential tying run. Robinson looks at a pitch right down the can. Katie, the daughter of Ricky and Nikki. That's ball 4, a little bit up, and there is the leadoff batter reaching on the walk. Third walk by my calculation for Ava Schrader. And Anna Harrison stands in. See if she's going to lay down a bunt. Attempting to and missing. Brooke Watson down at third base, creeping in, as is Layla Turner at first base. Sun starting to set off to my left shoulder. Not squaring around to bunt there, and she's going to take a strike on the outside corner. "73 degrees as the sun fades in the west. Harrison's parents and one set of grandparents is here. Pops that one up into shallow left field. On comes Burns, and she makes the catch. That hung up there too long. And the first out of the 7th. Brings up Michaela Fuqua. for 3 in this game, which is a called strike. Tying run at first, a winning run at the plate. Michaela Fuqua not a threat to drive one out of the park. Outfield is in. Fake throw down, nobody covering at first base. Robinson hustles back. Fuqua's forte is get the ball on the ground and beat it out. They're going to go to the short way and to throw to second base, and Lady Pioneers down to their final out as Robinson is forced at second. Now let's see if Fuqua is going to steal. If I'm a betting man, I'm saying there's no chance she's not going to steal. Let's see if they try to pitch out here. Try to throw her out. Erica Abbott at the plate. She's only been thrown out twice. She does not go on that pitch. Called a strike. Fuqua has got to get to second base. I don't see any signs given. I'm guessing she is on her own. She is off. And throw is late. Caroms off of Fuqua and gets into center field, but she takes her helmet off and she got hit by that throw. Burns ends up coming in and snagging the ball. Time is called as Blythe Golden wants to go out, have a chat. Called the pitch on Abbott as a strike. Count goes 0-2. Fuqua gets the stolen base. She's only been caught twice all year. That is her 61st of the year. Now Abbott, who's 1 for 4, going to need a big hit right here to bring Amaya Collier to the plate. Long conversation in the circle. Coach Golden apparently said something that brought a smile to Ava Schrader's face. She had a little bit of a chuckle out there inside the circle. Abbott with only 2 hits on the day. Came in with 60 on the season. Floats one down the left field, but it drops before Abby Ferguson can come in and make the catch. Count remains 0-2. Anything that hits the green in the outfield, Michaela Fuqua is going to tie this game up. Right fielder Mackenzie Woodall playing deep in right field. Burns regular depth in center. Ferguson is in left field. Trying to catch anything that Abbott might dump. That pitch misses low and inside. Here you got to be careful getting rung up on a pitch. Might be a couple balls outside. Don't want to leave it up to the umpire. Abbott does have 18 walks. Chattanooga State wants to make Erica Abbott hit. Another pitch inside. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. They do not want to face Amaya Collier as the potential winning run. She's already hit 2 home runs today. 2-2 pitch, drilled out to center field. Back goes Burns. She can't make the catch. It goes to the wall. Abbott's rounding second, and she will head first slide into third base with a RBI triple to tie the game. Burns nearly made the catch to end the game, but has it glance off of her glove. It's well struck. Burns started to go back. She'll probably tell you she thought she had it. That triple scores Fuqua, and now Collier. I mean, I don't know what you do here. Do you walk the bases loaded? Do you walk Amalia Collier and Lydia Kirby and say, hey, Shelby Green, you have to win it? I don't know that I wouldn't do that. Because even if you go then to the 8th inning, you've now dispatched Collier and you've at least gotten rid of Kirby as well. So that pitch misses out. So maybe you pitch around both of these hitters. Changeup misses down. Ava Schrader actually pitched, I think, very well here today. It appears as though they are pitching around. Collier 3-0 pitch. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Lydia Kirby probably has more RBIs in the last year plus than anybody in the country. 103 last year. Pitches outside, and Collier draws the walk. There's now at first and third. The winning run's at third base. Is it Kirby time? Fourth walk of the game by Schrader. And the leader in RBIs in the conference stands in. And looks at a changeup right down the can for called strike. Lydia does not have an RBI in this game. Had a solo home run in game 1. She's sitting on 79 RBIs. She would love to pick up number 80 at least in this at-bat. Give the Lady Pioneers a walk-off victory and a split of the doubleheader. Chat State won game 1 11-9, a thriller. State had the winning runs on. Ground ball to the right side. That's going to be off the glove, and that's going to be the ball game as an error, not an RBI, is going to end this game. Tough luck there for the Lady Tigers. As Vol State wins this 11-10 and stops the 22-game winning streak for Chattanooga State. As Erica Abbott comes in to score. First error of the game for Chattanooga State. All State, I take that back. There was an error in the second inning. Vol State moves to 36-10. Chattanooga State falls to 38-7. Is not conference game, so their conference record remains at 22-0. Vol State's conference record remains at 18-4. Vol State will stay at home, take on Columbia State here on Tuesday. I'll broadcast that right here on the All-State Sports Network. And Chattanooga State will be at home, take on Cleveland State. Find that again as to what day that is on. That is on Wednesday, April 16th, to take on the Lady Cougars of Cleveland State. Well, a couple of bunch of run games. Kind of surprising, but Chattanooga State doesn't get into that when they have Olivia Laney and Olivia Steinnorth pitching. I wouldn't expect two that hover right around one earned run a game. So that's who's going to be delivering the innings pitched when it's crunch time for Chattanooga State, no question. Hopefully Brooklyn Levin is okay as she was throwing her arm around. So the winning pitcher is going to be Cheris Nichols. Cheris is going to move to 11-2 on the season. And Ava Schrader suffers her first loss of the year. She's 4-1. As Vol State has a comeback victory, wins 11-10 in a game that takes 2 hours and 44 minutes to close out. That'll do it from the Nichols Softball Complex. It's been my joy to bring you TCCAA conference, non-conference, but conference foes action here today on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, Palm Sunday. Hope everybody gets an opportunity to spend Easter or Easter weekend in worship and with family. So for the president of Vol State, Dr. Wendy Tostenson, the superfan, and for athletic director Bobby Hudson and head coach Christian Lynn, this is Tim Reese saying God bless you. Thank you for tuning in on another edition of Vol State Lady Pioneers Softball. Good night, everybody.